So everyone, I'm Deb Courtney. Welcome to my YouTube channel today. I'm so glad you're here today. We're doing videos that has to do with personal foundation, what that looks like, how to have a really good rooted and grounded personal foundation in your life, how to also take care of yourself, having self-love for yourself. And so what all that looks like, given information from notes that I have taken for myself personally throughout the years of my life. I wanted to share them with you. You may, hopefully, can glean something from this that can help you, things maybe you've not thought about. This, what I have is certainly not at all of the things that you can, tips and steps that you can do for your own personal life. But they have helped me, and so I just want to share them with you and hope, and maybe you can relate to them. Some you may not be able to. Some you may haven't gotten there yet. But anyway, here goes. Today's video has to do with come from positives. And what I have written down is this. There is a wonderful feeling that comes from making the shift from focusing on the problems in life to realizing that life is pretty good. A lot of people may not think that at this point in time in their life, but get to thinking about it. The shift may take time. It's going to take some development, but you'll get there. I promise. You'll get there. It didn't start out with me when I first started looking at this and seeing what things I needed to change in my own life and steps that I needed to make in order to make a shift in things that was not really working for me, and that I was wanting to have a good life, wanted to feel good about myself, wanted to feel good about others, and I wanted to stay in that environment that was conducive to what I knew that I was created to have. I was also created to be. So when a person comes from a positive place in life, number one, you will still live in reality, but choose to live a better way. Let that sink in. Absolutely. You create more positive things happening because we are creators. We are created beings, and we are creators. And you can create bad just as well as you can good. So the next thing I want to say is, so what happens until one makes the shift? Nothing is good enough, especially oneself. And you can hear this in from a person by the way the communications they have with you, how they talk. And the next one is problems are attracted like bees to honey. You can find, if you want a problem, you can find one. It's just like an excuse. If you want an excuse, you can find one. If you want an excuse not to do something, you can find one. If you want an excuse to do something, you can find one. It's really simple. So, here are 10 shifts to make to come from the place of positives. First one. From feeling that one doesn't have enough to being enormously grateful always. And we see these in people's lives, for an example, where they've had whether it be a bad sickness, a bad injury, and how grateful that they are to be alive. That's all you have to go do is hear a good story where someone has had bad times, has come through a bad situation, and how grateful they are. And sometimes we have to get, sometimes it's okay to go here, to listen to things of that nature, to help us get our thinking up. And I've done that. I have done that. And I still do it. From having problems to being a problem-free zone. All these things that I go over with you is intentional, and you have to be intentional in being a problem-free zone. We have problems, but we handle them. We take care of them. We find out what does it take? What needs do I need met to help me take care of this problem? From just getting by to having a healthy reserve of time, love, money, and space. Go find out, what does that look like for you? For me, a reserve of money has to do with setting aside 3 to 6 months worth of income, so that should something happen, that I have a reserve available to me that I can pull from, and I'm not devastated by an issue with a car or the house or something medical. Okay? The next one is from fighting, resisting, and denying the circumstances, problems, and disturbances in life, to realizing that you had a lot to do with whatever is happening. Because nothing just happens. From doubting yourself to trusting your inklings and intuitions. At some point in life, if you've lived on this earth any amount of time, you have experienced this. You have. From being complacent to making the choice to be fully alive, to show up in life, to do the things necessary that will help you to make the positive changes that you need. The next one is from being passive and waiting to always initiating, being a cause and creating your life. You're in the driver's seat. You're the creator. You don't have to take what somebody else is going to say your life is going to be. Now, you may have to have the conversation with that individual to make it a win-win situation as far as how life is going to be, especially if you're husband and wife or partners, you have to have those conversations. So you have to do the work. The next one is from putting others first to becoming helpfully selfish. I said healthfully selfish. Didn't have anything to do with ego. Doesn't have anything to do with wants or desires per se. Doesn't have anything to do with feelings, because we all know feelings are fickle. You can feel one way. You can be sad and down and out in Beverly Hills 1 minute, and the next minute you've won the lottery and you're jumping up and down and hooping and hollering, and man, I'm going on a cruise. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So I'm talking about from putting others first to becoming healthfully selfish. And that is a positive. There is a positive way of doing that. It's like I said in a couple of videos, whenever. There's a right way and a wrong way to do anything. So, next is from talking or being about life to being actively for life. There is a distinction and there is a difference in regards to being about life and actively being for life. And then, of course, now the last one is from thinking you're alone to developing relationships with God, with self, with spirit, with soul, whatever term you want to use, but it has to do with your total body. You have to remember, whether you like it or not, you are a triune being. You have a body, you have a soul, which consists of your mind, your will, and your emotions, and you are a spirit. You have a spirit. And how you become relatable to yourself, keeping your personal foundations that are good and healthy and what works for you in your life and how you want to live your life is very much needed. And it first starts place with those three things: your body, soul, and spirit. You have to, absolutely have to get those three things taken care of before you can take care of anybody else or do anything else for anybody or anyone. So, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Tell somebody else if they need to know this or have the conversation. What do you think about this? How do you feel about this? And give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again next week. Go out and make it a great day. You know what? I'm glad I found you. I'm glad you found me.